Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum everyone, Jesse here with Canadian Islamic Wealth. I hope you guys are having a great day. I've had a few questions from you guys on how we actually go about setting up a halal universal life insurance plan. So I thought I would share that with you. And I'm going to use the Manulife software that I normally use in order to show you how we do this in a halal way. So just a quick refresher when it comes to insurance. The two key issues that scholars seem to have when it comes to insurance is that number one, it deals in excessive amounts of uncertainty, gharar, and it deals in riba, interest. So how do we avoid those two major issues? Number one, insurance has to be a permanent solution, meaning we have to know exactly that it will eventually pay out. And number two, the insurance, we have to be able to choose the investments inside so that we can make sure we're not dealing in interest-based investments. So right here, this is the Manulife insurance program, and I'm just going to set it up in a way to give you guys an idea of what it would look like. So you can choose something called Face Plus or Level. Face Plus, the death benefit will grow as time goes on as you put more and more money into it, but the cash value grows at a slower rate. Level means the amount you sign up for is exactly what you're going to get. I always choose Level and then choose the amount of insurance. So what I'm going to share with you here is based on a scenario that I've gone over with a specific client. So what we did was we looked through their entire situation and what their goals are and different things like that. And so based on everything, the client wanted to make sure that all of his debts were covered and there was a little bit of money left over to make sure that all of his children would be educated. And so with that, we came up with him needing $200,000 death benefit. I'm using a fake name. But we are... So I'm using a fake name, but these are all the same stats and everything like that. So we put all this information in. Province, he lives in Manitoba. Recalculate. So what we have here is we'll get a brief quote here in just a moment. As you can see, and you know what, we're going to switch this to, we're going to go to the payments situation, and we're going to switch it to monthly. Most people want monthly, but you can pay annually as well. Paying annually is a little bit cheaper, I believe. The insurance company gives you a discount if you do that. So if we recalculate, it turns out to be about $215 per month for $200,000 worth of coverage. Now, one thing you should note is that this $216.16 a month, this is the recommended amount that you pay. You can pay less, right? You can pay as little as, $464 a year. The thing to keep in mind if you pay that minimum amount is that nothing is ever going to get built up in there. You're never going to get the money back that you put in. It's simply going to keep the insurance in force, right? Which is fine. You can still do that because it's permanent. You can pay into it because you know you're going to get a payout at a later date. However, what I recommend is paying the recommended amount so that when the time comes to cancel it, you've actually saved up some money as well. So we've set it up in a way, this way where there's coverage, there's payments, and then we set what we want the interest to be. So most insurance policies require you to have policy interest, but we've set both of these to 0 in order to keep things halal, and that is pretty much it. You can also set it up in a way where you get to choose some investments inside. We're not going to do any of that just because we want to make sure that the policy itself is 100% halal. And there are other things that you can add onto the policy, different riders and things like that. We don't do any of that. We want to keep things as simple and uncomplicated as possible so that the clients know that they're dealing in something perfectly halal. So then what we do is we go to reports, illustration, open. So this is the report here, and as you can see, 200,000, no interest associated with it. The recommended amount is you pay $216 per month, and that'll get you back, everything you put in over time. But $38.70 is the minimum amount you pay in order to just keep the policy in force. So you can decide which one you want and what you prefer. But typically what I recommend to clients is this. Don't keep the insurance in force forever. Instead, what I would say is keep it in force until the risk is gone. What does that mean? Well, at some point, your children are going to become old enough that they can work themselves, right? At some point, you're going to have all your debts paid off, inshallah. So at that point, there's no need for you to have extra, right? There's no need for you to have the insurance anymore. So at that point, you've been paying $200 something a month, and let's say now your children are in their 20s, they're working, they're going to university, everything's paid for. Okay, well now you cash out, right? You cancel the policy, you get your money out. Now there's some $39,000 there that can go towards your retirement, different things like that. Instead of you having to, keep paying into it over time. You can. It's certainly an option, but typically when I look at insurance, I look at it as something that it's there to manage risk, right? It's there to manage a situation that you couldn't afford if you're not working anymore, right? So if you die unexpectedly, how are your children going to become educated? Is your wife and children going to be able to stay in the house you live in? Different things like that. So you want to try to manage those risks. And once those risks are no longer a factor, meaning your children are old enough to work, you've saved up some money, you've paid off all your debts, there's no need for insurance anymore, in my opinion. So in that scenario, you would cancel it and then you get out everything that you've put back in. So this is the halal way we set up insurance. We can do it through other carriers as well. I just used Manulife because it has the simplest one to understand. But there are other carriers out there like Canada Life and others where we can look and see if those offer halal options as well. But I'm very comfortable setting up this Manulife one for clients because you can see very clearly we've set it up so that there's no interest and you get back your money and it's permanent. So I hope this answers your questions. If you wanted a free quote for an insurance policy yourself to see what you can get and what you can qualify for, please let me know. Visit our website, CanadianIslamicWealth.com, and inshallah, I will see you guys next time.